Hi there, my name is Yuan. Nice to see you again, and I'm really happy to come here in order to teach you another grammar lessons. My lecture video was about that clauses. Can you tell me where that clauses are from? Well, that clauses are made from statement and introduced by the subordinator that. In order to write that clause function in an object, we have to write our introductory clause, and then that clause here is noun clause. In today's video, you are going to learn noun clauses, introductory clause verbs. Okay, let's get started. Noun clauses, introductory clause verbs. You know why introductory clause verbs are taught today? You realize that we have two types of verb, one monotransitive verb and the other is ditransitive verb. Monotransitive verb need only one object, but ditransitive verb need two objects. When talking about two objects, we always think of direct object and indirect object. That's why introductory clause verb here play a significant role in our noun clause, that clauses. Introductory clause verb followed by that clause in here are divided in 4 groups. Okay. Group number 1. In group number 1, for our introductory clause verb here, it no indirect object. So it means that group number 1, verb in group number 1 does not take an indirect object. What are the verbs in this group? They are notice, realize, state, think, agree, answer, assert, conclude, know. All the verbs in group number 1 do not take an indirect object. For example, I know that my teacher is really helpful, so that is subordinator. I know is introductory clause, so after know is that clause. That's why it does not take an indirect object in group number 1. So from that to helpful is that clause function as the object of know. Group number 2, indirect object optional. This group means that if you want to retain indirect object, it is okay, or you want to delete indirect object, it's okay. So it means that optional. But in group number 2 is required with indirect object. When you retain indirect object, you have to use 2. What are the verbs in group number 2? They are admit, explain, mentions, point out, prove, reply. For example, the defense Anthony proved to the jury that his client was not guilty. Here, to the jury in bracket, it means that it is optional. So if you want to retain the indirect object, that's okay, but you have to use 2. If you don't want to use indirect object, you can delete it. You only write the defendant Anthony proved that his client was not guilty. Group number 2 is like this. It means that indirect object is optional. Group number 3. Group number 3 means indirect object is required, so you cannot delete indirect object at all. What are the verbs in this group? They are assure, convene, inform, notify, remind, and tell. Look at the example. The doctor assure the worried patients that their child would recover. The worried patients are really important in this sentence. It is indirect object, but indirect object here cannot be omitted at all. It is group number 3. So from that to discover is direct object. So noun clause here function as direct object. Group number 4, indirect object is optional. It means that you want to retain indirect object is okay, or you want to delete it, it's okay. What are the verbs in this group? They are promise, shall, teach, want, and write. Look at the example. He promised them. In bracket, it is optional. You wanna write it, no need to use bracket, or you wanna delete it, that's okay. That they could see their child immediately after the operation. That too, the operation here is a noun clause direct object, them is indirect object. But if you don't want to write indirect object, everything is okay. Again, introductory clause verbs are divided in 4 groups in order that we find it easy to take note of that clauses. Group number 1, no indirect object at all. The verbs are notice, realize, state, think, agree, answer, assert, conclude, and know. No indirect object. Group number 2, indirect object is optional. It means that indirect object can be either retained or deleted. But if you write indirect object, make sure that you have to use 2. 2 is really essential to use in verb in group number 2. Group number 3, indirect object require. Okay, so it means that you cannot delete it. Verb in group number 4, indirect object is optional. You want to write it or without writing indirect object, everything is okay. Does it make sense, everyone? After my explanation here, so don't get confused. Introductory verbs are divided in 4 groups. If you do not understand anything about this, so please write your question. I try my best to reply to those. Okay. Well, we come to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for watching my video. Please watch it every day. A new video come out per day. I try my best to make a new video for you guys. You spend around 7 to 15 minutes per day. You can understand a lot of grammatical items. Don't miss it. Okay. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye bye.